what nice guys have to say. That's right, today we are diving into nice guys, and as a little special treat, we're gonna be diving into nice girls at the end of this. Don't think you're safe, okay? Don't think you're safe. I'm realizing I'm dehydrated, I need water. That's ADHD, baby! Charming alpha male asks me to break up with my girlfriend for him. Hey man, can I talk to you about schmether? I guess so. What about her? I've been talking with her a lot and we've grown pretty close. I know you're her boyfriend and all, but I was gonna politely ask if you could break up with her. I just really feel a connection to her and she would be happy with me. What are you, in middle school? Are you literally in middle school, dude? The only time I've ever had a similar conversation to this was literally when I was 13. This is like weird, possessive thoughts of a middle school kid. Like if you're 12, this might be a conversation you have, but this is just so stupid. That's funny because she told me you were creepy and constantly text her even when she doesn't reply. You need to stop talking to my girlfriend and get the F out of my DMs. Yeah, I don't know. I think I wouldn't even send this. I'd just be like, all right, you're blocked now, you know, and then I would ask my girlfriend, I'd be like, you want to block that guy because he's weird. LOL. You know she's just using that as an excuse because she'd rather tell you that than the truth, which is that she met a nice, charming alpha male. You betas are all the same. What the F? Did you make her block me? It's like you heard what I was saying. To be honest, I should thank you. I didn't even want that ugly hooer anyway. Have fun with her though, beta. You're insane. This alpha beta crap is absolutely going to cause more men to live joyless, sexless, lonely lives than those purporters would have you think. People who are telling you that there are alphas and betas and you gotta be an alpha and you need to make sure, you know, you're like, those guys are lying to you, dude. Just live a truthful, interesting life. You'll be fine. Just level up yourself in whatever that means for you. Pursue what you're passionate about. Pursue what's interesting to you, and make sure you're safe. Make sure you're a safe guy, not a nice guy, not an alpha. Meaning, try to get the stable income going. Try, you know, go to the gym. Feel safe in your body. You know, feel safe in your health. To me, being a real man means, you know, you somewhat have a semblance of your stuff together. No alpha male has to ever say that they're an alpha male. This is silly. And also the fact that you're trying to, I was going to politely ask if you could break up with her. I didn't want that ugly blank anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, how sad, what a sad life. People like this are this guy has to be 12 or 13. Max. Either way, he's going to be alone for a long time. Do you know anybody who's in their 20s, 30s, 40s that acts this way? If so, maybe we should all gather around and take them out to lunch with a therapist and a bat. No! Did you make her block me? I'm the alpha here. I want to make her do things. It's super telling that at no point can he admit that maybe, just maybe, she has a little bit of autonomy and doesn't want his dumb ass. She would be happy with me. I didn't want the ugly whore anyway. Yikes. Condescending voice. You betas are all the same. Panic-fueled voice. What the F? Did you make her block me? Look, yeah, this isn't an anime, dude. This life isn't, you know, not everything is a chess game. When I was younger, I did used to see everything as like a chess game. And like, maybe there was a bit of like, and I mean younger, I mean like 17, 16, 15 even. I you know, read some stupid books that make you think that you're supposed to, life is like a chess move and everything's a game move and all this crap. And it's like, this kind of stuff, this alpha beta stuff is not reality. Dude, it's not. It's just not. Why are incels so obsessed with the alpha, beta, omega thing? At first, I thought they were really misogynistic furries. There's an omega thing? Oh, good. WikiHow has this. You've probably heard about alpha males, but what about omega males? They're basically the opposite of an alpha. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. Where an alpha wants to lead, an omega wants to go his own way. Oh, he's a lone wolf. Meow. Omega males don't care about social status. They follow their own counsel rather than listening or depending on others. They're neither leaders nor followers. Omega men tend to be creative, quirky, introverted, and authentic. People appreciate their helpfulness and sincerity. Their impulsivity and irreverence can become problems. Omega males don't bow to any authority other than their own. They usually don't follow leaders or obey rules unless they agree with them personally. Look at this photo. What are you doing, man? man. He looks kind of like Curious George's dad. Yeah, he looks like this guy. He's independent and self-sufficient. He marches to the beat of his own drum, and I think he thinks he's a superhero because he's got the little Omega insignia there. He feels pretty Omega. He's interested and curious about the world. Hey, that's good. Hey, at least somebody is. Some Omegas have a dark sense of humor. Harry Twatter. Sorry, that was a dark joke. You wouldn't get it unless you knew what a twat was. I hate this! You don't gotta identify yourself over everything, dude. It's like Myers-Briggs, ENTJ, INFP, ESPN. You know, it's fine. Identity is important and stuff, but taking the identity to this extreme, where you gotta strap up and strap in, you know. I know, right? No normal male friend I have or have met uses alpha or beta to describe people. It's just the weirdo creeps that expect girls to lick the sweat off their nards. It's especially hilarious because the entire concept has been debunked. The study it comes from is flawed BS. Wow, okay, so the study on wolves and different packs and stuff was debunked or brought into question. So this whole wolf analogy of alpha, beta, all that stuff is not even a thing. Nice guy thinks he's better than guacamole. Dude, Angelina Jolie isn't better than guacamole. Maybe she is better than guac. I'm speaking out of turn. If Eva was here right now, she'd flick me on the forehead and be like, yes, she is! Guacamole is greater than sex. LMAO, you so obviously haven't had sex with the right man. Allow me to change that? Smiley face, eggplant emoji. Does this work? I don't think that would ever work. I think that is tacky, bad, and I hate this emoji in particular. That emoji right there, something about it just makes me sad. Haha, no thanks. I think I'll stick with the guacamole. Let's call her Samantha. Samantha, you are one intriguing woman. You complain about being single, and yet the second a nice man offers you his company, you would rather eat guacamole? This is why you're fat. Nope. Nope. Have you ever met a woman before? Have you ever seen a lady in real life? This is why you're fat. I think that might be the funniest thing I've ever read. It's like you can't grasp the concept of irony. Maybe you're not as nice as you think you are. Effing Bia, Bizzle, you would be lucky to have me. You should be grateful I'm even talking to you. Isn't this on Snapchat? Snapchat is an app I never understand. You should be grateful I'm even talking to you. You're so right. What was I thinking? I'm being so dumb. You're obviously such a nice, charming guy. When can you come over, sexy? Wait, really? Eggplant? Really? F*** no. I'd rather die alone. No. Are there really guys? I get so sad every time I do that. I'm like, there's no way there are actually guys like this. There's no way, dude. It's so weird to me. And like, again, if this guy is like maybe 8 years old and has a terrible upbringing, then I could understand. This is like an archetype of a nice guy. Somebody who's like, you want me, don't you? Oh, you don't? I didn't want you anyway, dude. I was never interested anyway, etc. What is that? People of Earth. Listen, I need you to look at yourself in the mirror. Look at yourself. Look at you! You're looking at a reflection of a reflection. Look, learn how to take an L. Life is littered with people who do not know how to take an L. People need to learn how to take rejection. Experience discomfort for a second, my guy. Why on earth would you talk to people like that? Let's see what the crowd has to say. Let's see what the comments have to say. This person says, for a second there, he actually thought his negging tactic was going to work. I have this hypothesis as to where these idiots actually think negging works. They think to get a woman, they need to put them up on a pedestal and worship them in a creepy way. They find out it doesn't work and sees someone else not worshiping a woman, and they end up being together. So the idiot thinks, if worshiping them doesn't work, I shall try treating them like crap since it works for Chad. And they never seem to notice the subtlety of how this Chad actually treats women as people, as equals. LOL, that weight really was gold. It's almost like he was shooting in the dark and for a second he thought he actually had hit something. Yeah, I guess. I'm sure the eggplant emoji was meant to steer you away from guacamole and towards baba ganoush. I don't want to say this again, but the fact that the average IQ in the United States is 100, right, means that 50% fall below 100 and 50% fall above 100. Like, you just think of the grand skew of humanity in the United States, in the world. And I know IQ is like a very specific measurement of intelligence, but let's just say intelligence in general, right? There is an average. There is an average of general intelligence. And the median, the middle part, the most people fall at around 100 on the scale. And it's just sad to think that there's so many people struggling to hit the bottom of the middle. And those people are on the apps. Those people are in the coffee shops that you go to. Those people vote. Those people are members of Congress. There are just dumb people everywhere. And look, there are moments where I'm an extremely dumb person. A lot of those moments are here in front of you. And I'm grateful that you call me out in the comments. I'm grateful that when you tell me I have a bad take, when Eva's not here and I'm unrestrained and my brain goes out into the world, it's sometimes me being unfiltered is not bueno, okay? I know this. My team and I talk about this all the time. And I'm cool with that, man. I don't even know how I got to this part. But what I'm saying is, like, this is all coming from the place of, it's alarming to me that there are so many people out there who just don't think. It's alarming to me every time, because you watching this probably feel the same way. You're like, I can't believe there are so many people who don't have any sense of self-awareness, conscientiousness, but we all have lapses. I think something's going on right now where everybody wants to put forward this pristine, picture-perfect version of this, and I'm one of them. I'm one of them. That's why these videos are edited to death. It's because I go on monologues and tangents. This is one of them. You got to be able to make mistakes so you can grow through those mistakes. But if the core of your mistakes are that you're an evil or bad person, you're going to have to fall off a cliff for a while, dude. Come back in 10 years and see if you can try again. What a weird world we live in. People just need to think a little bit, just a little bit. Now we're switching gears, okay? We're switching gears over to nice girls, r/nice girls, okay? So for the men watching this is your redemption. Women, if you thought you were safe. Still shocked by this. For context, I'm a man in my early 20s and she's a woman in her early 20s. This was our third date together and I decided to buy her some flowers as a little gift. Are flowers not an acceptable gift anymore? I'm going to stop right there. Flowers are always a nice gift. So if somebody has an issue with flowers, unless they're allergic, let's see. Hey, I had a really good time tonight. Same. I always have a wonderful time with you. Heart. I feel like, do we do heart emojis on the third date? Do we do this, guys? Yeah, dinner was amazing. I just have something to say. Please don't take this the wrong way. What's up? Did you seriously only get me flowers, or is there another surprise or something? Oh, so you don't like that it was just flowers. You want more than flowers? What do you mean? Again, dinner was great and I'm not complaining. Okay, so he bought you dinner and he gave you flowers on a third date. That's already like outdoing yourself. People don't really bring flowers to a date anymore. I wonder if she had a conversation about, like, my love language is gift giving. Maybe she said that on the second date, and the third date he brought flowers, and so this makes her feel like she has leeway to say this kind of thing, but I don't know. It's just flowers. Really? That's like the most generic female gift possible, LOL. Most girls don't care for them outside the movies, LOL. It wouldn't be so bad if you got something else too, but no, just useless flowers. Useless flowers? Oh, you got me this useless puppy. Yeah, it's cute to look at, it smells good and all that stuff, but it's just freaking useless, dude. What is the use of a puppy? What is the use of a view of the ocean? Tell me now. Oh, you can't? Then you have no soul. God looked at you, the angel said, are we going to give her a soul? The angel said, no. No. Stop and smell the flowers? You mean stop and smell the useless? No. This guy responds pretty normally. He says, I also got dinner. It was fun. I'm confused. So he's like, you didn't like the flowers? That's fine. I bought us dinner though. A nice dinner with wine and stuff. That's $100. And then tip and driving there and gas, all that stuff. LMAO, dinner was an activity. Flowers are a gift. Okay, now you're being patronizing. No. Dinner activity. Flowers gift. I'm not complaining about the activity of the evening. I'm complaining about the gift. Not that hard to understand, LOL. If I were to put on my big boy brain right now, and big boy brain is not a smart boy brain. I'm just going into an alternate reality. Maybe in the maybe her kink is being a brat. And I mean brat in the kink sense of the word. It's a real thing. And she's seeking a brat tamer. Okay? Oh God, I hate talking about this. No! Put up a picture of a puppy. Forget I said anything. But that is me stretching my brain all the way out as far as it could go to find a justification for this that doesn't make me want to jump off a cliff. So she goes, not that hard to understand, LOL. He goes, what the F? She goes, yeah, what the F indeed, LOL. This is a test. It's not a test. She's probably a nightmare. Let me be clear. There is no excuse for her to say this kind of stuff. This is just, you're just being a turd nugget, dude. He said, I just thought it was a nice gesture along with dinner. I didn't think it was mandatory I get you an Iron Man suit as well. She says, Iron Man suit, LOL? Oh my God, you're so dramatic, crying emoji. No other guy has treated me like this, and my girlfriends agree I deserve better? Treated me like this? Treated you with flowers and dinner? Is she like a gold digger, for lack of a better term? I don't know. Is that? But even then, like, I feel like, I don't know. Flowers are nice. Third date? I shouldn't settle for a man who won't treat me like the queen I am. Just take this as a kick up the ass to work harder, LOL. What did you want? Jewelry? You don't deserve better. You deserve the streets. Good luck in the future. We're done. Yeah, well, he responded correct. The streets is such a silly, like, meme thing. But, like, yeah, this whole conversation is just so strange. Before my brain explodes on itself, I would like to read the comments. Damn, I wanted to see what she said after your last message. Likely blew the F up as usual. What is making these people so delusional? It's the friends she mentions. I guarantee that that's part of the problem. Dude is over here being a total sweetheart by getting her flowers and paying for their dinner, but it's just not good enough for her. So she goes to her friends to complain about it, and instead of bringing her back down to earth and saying, yeah, but he still got you flowers and dinner, how about being grateful? They just gas up her ego more by saying, you're a real queen, you deserve better, when clearly neither of those things are true based on the way she acted here. It's pathetic, TBH. What's really weird to me is like, it's hard for me to picture somebody who wouldn't be supportive of somebody getting you flowers on date 3. Unless, I don't know, I really can't think of anything. I can't think of a situation. Maybe I'm just better at picking people to go on dates with. This guy is so confused though. He's this is clearly out of the blue. Are you drunk? It's 3 p.m. Or is it 3? Oh, it's 3 a.m. Oh, this is so weird. I don't know, man. You got to be careful with who you surround yourself with, because this person, if this is all real, this woman is surrounding herself with girls that are just saying the craziest stuff. They're saying awful things. This is actually wild. What the F? How did she think you would respond? Because her energy was so bubbly at first. Like, how does this go in her head? You're right, babe. I'm so sorry. Can't believe my lame ass just took you to dinner and bought you flowers. I apologize for being such a low effort man. Tomorrow we dine at the top of Machu Picchu. What temperature do you like your caviar? Again, that's an event, right? She's going to say that's an experience. That's not a gift. I don't know, dude. And to all the men who still buy flowers on any date, thank you. Please keep doing it. The majority of us love and appreciate it. This is true. The everybody agrees with me line is also a massive red flag. Any disagreement means you'll be told everybody says you're wrong, so you must be wrong. If you have friends, you can get anyone to gas you up about anything if you are convincing enough. That's just the truth. You can get anybody to gas you up about anything. You want to quit your job? People are going to gas you up about that. You want to stay at your job despite the hardships? You're going to get people to gas you up about that. What really matters at the end of the day is what you want to pursue. Other people are going to feed into your energy. Energy is contagious. It's magnetic. So you have to internally decide what you want, and then how you externally present yourself is the type of attention, the attraction, the magnetism that you're going to have in your life. This isn't like the power of attraction or whatever. This is none of the secret stuff. It's more so about like how you present your ideas is how it's going to be received. And by your friends, they're going to want to help you. They're going to want to bolster you up. So they're going to gas you up. So if you go home and you're like, he got me flowers, but I don't really like them. I don't know. I just think flowers are kind of kitschy, don't you? Then suddenly your friends are going to be like, yeah, maybe a little kitschy. Yeah, maybe. You know, I don't know. That's my guess of how that conversation could go. But I don't know, because I'm not insane. Yes, I am. Yes, I am insane. But this is beyond my comfort zone. You know, don't bite a gift flower in the mouth or whatever. What kind of friends do you have? Green bubble hate is real. Was talking to this girl for a bit. She made a comment about me having an Android early on, which I took as a joke. I have been one of these people. I'm sorry. I mentioned my brother has an Android in a previous video, and a lot of the comments were like, your brother is smart, you are dumb. I take the L. Do you remember earlier when I was saying I learned from mistakes? This is one of those times. I apologize to my Android friends. Things were going great until she hits me with this. Also, the "we can still be friends so I can get a free meal" made me laugh. Good morning. Hope you have a great day today. Good morning. I literally don't like texting you and it's green, LOL. I don't like the fact that when I text you, it is green. That's what they're saying. LOL. Do you not like texting me because you're not a texter and more of a caller? Or is it just because of the green bubble? I don't want to text you if you don't got an iPhone. I'm sorry, but I'm never going to switch to an iPhone, haha. We can switch back over to Instagram if you prefer. You should get an extra phone to talk to me because I don't like it. And that's what you say after good morning? I don't know. I think if your banter is dumb enough and flirty enough and you say like, yeah, no, just go ahead, get an extra phone. You know, this could be a little kiki, haha, you know, but she might, I don't know. This isn't good. I'm trying. Smiley face, we can just be friends, but I feel like relationship, I would want to FaceTime and all of that. You know, being able to pick up your phone and FaceTime your partner is nice. Like I FaceTime my mom, my grandpa and I FaceTime, my girlfriend and I FaceTime. Sometimes my grandpa and I FaceTime while my girlfriend is in the room and I show my grandpa my girlfriend. Sometimes I FaceTime my girlfriend while my mom is in the room and then we loop in my grandpa. I don't know. But I never FaceTime my brother. Why? Because he has an Android. Am I gonna video call him on Facebook Messenger? No, because I'm not really sure how to do that, to be honest. We can still FaceTime on Instagram, but if that's a deal breaker for you, then I guess it's a deal breaker. Shrug. Yep. That's unfortunate, but okay. I'll cancel our Thursday reservation and give you the time back. Okay, we can go as friends, but it's entirely up to you. Haha, thanks, but I have enough friends. I'm not interested in making more if it's going to just be friends. This is weird. If this is real, this is obviously extremely shallow. But I do know that like if me and my girlfriend went from being able to FaceTime each other to me getting an Android and her not being able to do that and being able to use like Find My and like be able to see where you're at and all this stuff, I feel like without those features that you get comfortable with, it does feel different. But I think that's something you just get used to. If you like the other person, you get used to having a different way of doing things. There are other ways to FaceTime, for example. There's other ways to text or call or, you know, whatever. Dropping you for a freaking materialistic phone is a joke, dude. I'm so sorry. I was on dating apps for about 7 months before I found my girlfriend. I encountered the "ew, you have an Android" at least 8 times, if not more. Blows my mind. The thing is, I've said something like this before. I've been like, "Oh, you have an Android," but that was never sincere. It was never like, "Oh, green," but you know, it's like a dumb thing that people do. They like point out a thing and they're like, "Oh," it's kind of like if you're rooting for one sports team and you see somebody else from another sports team, you're like, "Boo, Yankees," you know. That's all it is. It's like it's thoughtless tribalism that has no base in reality. But if this person is being for real, that's wrong. I have enough friends is a power move. I do think that is a really cool phrase. LOL, girl still wanted the free meal at the end. Good job, Op. Good boundary. Still too polite for a person genuinely behaving like that. I honestly thought that was just a running joke women played along with. After that, because I don't like it would have been a... My thoughts exactly. She's so dumb she couldn't even do the free meal grift in the right order. I don't love a lot of these comments because it's like, dumb woman, you know, but I do think there's very shallow, stupid thinking going on, and it's not very bueno for a life partner, you know. Anyway, that's it for today. And next time you run into somebody who is entirely shallow, you have my permission to cut the conversation short, look them square in the eye, and in the middle of their sentence, just say, "No, no, no, yeah, it's time for the outro. Look at these Patreon subscribers, baby."